Well, I'll go ahead and get started because I don't want to wait. I don't want you guys to do a million things. Hi, Miss Antha. Hey, Kiwana. How are you guys doing? Y'all see I got a new girl? Hey, y'all. I cannot get to my barber in this quarantine, and I am so grateful that I have pieces that I can play with and switch around and do all kinds of fun stuff with because, oh my God. I also just kind of went to Walmart yesterday, and I'm just playing with my hair, but I went to Walmart yesterday just to kind of see what's out there for you guys. Like as far as, hey, Kawana, as far as, you know, what's available for you now. The beauty supplies are closed, and I'm thinking from a consumer standpoint. And so, oh my God, like there's a lot and not enough at the same time at the beauty stores. So I'm so excited, or at the regular stores because of the beauty stores are closed. So I'm so excited to be able to come on and just kind of give you guys, hey, Andonia, hey, Jackie, hey, sis, hey, Domika, hey, what was that, Roxana, hey, y'all, hey, Antonia. And so I really kind of wanted to see, because I always shop in a store where, of course, only professionals can go, but you know, what is out there for my clients? What is there available? And like I said, it's a whole lot and nothing at the same time. So I'm glad to be able to come on with you guys and be able to share this information with you. And so we will get into, I kind of want to give an overview of what we'll do. We'll talk about hair care, beauty care, those types of things that you can do for yourself. Thank you, boo. Things that you can do. Hey, Tony. Things that you can do to maintain your hair, to maintain the health of your hair, to make sure that you're in a good position when you get ready to go back. And, you know, y'all family. So let me go. There we go. Boom. There we go. Hey, Nikisha. Hey, Sheila. To go ahead and be able to get back into your professional stylist, or, you know, whoever you've been going to. If you don't have someone, I definitely am open. I certainly have a lot of colleagues, depending on what side of town you live on, that I can refer. I have people in other cities that I can refer you guys to. So if you are not able to get to a beauty professional, hey, Natasha, in your area, please make sure that, you know, you guys do this. Take heed to the advice I'm going to give you, but don't feel like just because you've gotten this advice that you don't need a beauty professional. You absolutely do. Hey, Ashley. Thank you, Natasha. You absolutely do. More now than anything, I think, you know, our need, as those that are professionals that are watching, I think our need has increased. I know that we are quote unquote non-essential workers, but I absolutely believe that now people recognize what it is that we actually do. Hey, Blanca. Hey, Trina. And not only that, but the just straight out safety of ourselves, our clients in the industry. We provide services in a sanitized, clean, sterile environment. We have to. It's part of our job. It's part of what we do. And so, you know, again, those of you guys that are not going to a professional or don't have someone that you go to, like, especially now that we have pandemics. And please understand, and I don't, thank you, Sean. Please understand, and I'm not trying to scare anybody, guys, but this is not the end of it. Even if, you know, they're starting to open up cities and states, even if, you know, we get the curve down, which I've certainly been doing my part to flatten the curve and making the sacrifices that I need to, which are hard. Hey, Hugo. It's definitely, you know, we're doing our part to make, to flatten the curve. Understand that there's going to be something else in the future. There's going to be another virus coming up 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 2 years from now. So what does that mean for you guys that are not going to a professional person, or do not have a specific stylist that you go to? That means you're putting yourself at risk even further. Okay, so again, I'm not trying to preach to anybody. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I just want you to understand that the need for professional services has increased exponentially. So, you know, whether or not people believe we are essential, now is the time where when you're going to get services, makeup, eyelashes, beauty, you want to make sure that everything is sanitized. And why not go to a person who's been trained and tested and tried and approved to know how to do that? So I'll just throw that little nugget out there. We'll get into talking about, guys, if you have any questions, I'm looking at it on my phone. So if you guys have any questions about anything, please ask me. If I don't see it, you know, ask it again. Or if I can't get to it while I'm broadcasting, because I don't want to be here all day, then, you know, you guys can certainly ask me later, or, you know, whatever it is that you need to do. Hey, Cynthia. And so we'll go into that, but we'll talk about hair. We'll talk about skin. We'll talk about some things that you can do while you're at home to kind of just maintain. The first thing, you know, guys, if you have been seeing these little memes, you know, don't cut your hair, don't do any chemical services, don't dye your hair right now. I would implore you, you know, on behalf of your professional stylist, please try not to. As much as you are tempted, as much as you are, you know, concerned about, you know, you're in the house. I mean, I ain't been this glam in a minute, and she real cute, but, you know, it takes work, right? And so, you know, you're at home right now. So just make sure that you're doing what you can do. The first thing that I would say, and we'll go kind of into the beauty thing of what you can do right now. Hey, Jordan, is to make sure that you are taking care of your hair. This is the thing that we, as professionals, as your professional stylist, for my clients that are watching, I can do anything with hair that is conditioned and is healthy. So if you've been doing your regular regimens, if you've been getting your regular trims, if you've been getting your regular protein treatments and deep conditioning treatments, you know, and you just need a highlight touch up, or you just need your grays touched up, anything like that, try not to do those chemical services yourself, but instead do a lot of conditioning. Do a lot of protein treatments. You're sitting at home right now. Like we always say, I never have time to deep condition my hair. I know me, I'm, you know, always on the go. And if I need to switch it up or something like that, I just really don't have time. Thank you, Tony. Thank you so much. I will definitely, you can go back. I'll put some things at the bottom in the comments, different links and things to what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for you popping in. I know you got to go back to work, but I'll put some things down there at the bottom in the comments. And so if you have any questions, you can come right back here later, and you'll be able to get, you know, replay it or get your questions answered. Hey sis, hey Dominique, hey Bernadette. And so, you know, just different things like that. I was talking about like not doing your hair and those types of things. Thank you, Ashley. Yes, I definitely have products. So we'll get into, first and foremost, let me find, because, you know, if anybody knows me, they know I got notes. She stayed with notes. So the first thing that we want to talk about is the environment that your hair and skin needs to grow in, needs to be healthy and to grow. Question. Horrible about deep condition. Now I have time. Absolutely, Jordan, for sure. Zandra, I'm pulling my hair back quite a bit. How do I preserve my edges? Yes, I take it down daily, but I'm still working. Right, because Zandra, you are a healthcare professional. You're an essential worker. You have to be at work and have, you know, be masked up and all that type of stuff. So I'll definitely address those two questions for sure. And so first and foremost, your hair and your skin both needs a healthy environment. So there's 4 things that your hair needs. I'm going to turn it over to my whiteboard over here. Can y'all see that? Somebody say yes if you can see it. Yeah, can y'all see that? Okay, so the 4 things that you need to create a healthy environment for your hair. The first thing is going to be a balanced pH. Hair and skin, okay? So our pH of our hair is naturally a 4.5 to 5.5. Same thing with our skin. It's naturally a 4.5 to 5.5. Those of you that are clients or regular people, I'll break this down to you. So there's a thing called the pH scale. Is it backwards? Well, I'm writing. Oh, it may be because I'm on, it's facing me. Okay, yeah, the camera's facing me, so you probably can't see it, but I'll read it out to you, and then I'll take pictures and show you, and I'll explain it as well. So the hair and your skin's pH is 4.5 to 5.5. pH scale is between 1 to 14. Okay, hey Lindsay, hey sis. So the pH scale is going between 1, the most acidic, to 14, which is the most alkaline. Okay, so hair is going to be at 4.5 to 5.5. You said swap my camera. Okay, let me see how y'all know I don't know how to do this. Okay, if I swap my camera around, then I may have to watch the live. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I can do that, because I do want to be able to see your questions. And if I take it off of selfie mode, then I won't be able to see your questions. A one-woman show over here because, you know, I'm practicing social distancing. As Babyface say, I'm alone. So let me go in and see if I can at least just follow the live without causing any sort of issue. And if I can do that, then I will certainly still be able to answer the questions because I'll see them scrolling on my computer. Ooh, child. Okay, got it. All right. Let's see. I think I'm on here. All right. So let me turn it around. Hold on. Is that better, y'all? So what I'll probably have to do is come back and forth between the times where I'm writing and then, you know, turn it back. So we'll just make it work, okay? So the first thing, like I said, balanced pH. Your hair sebum as well as your skin. Your natural pH is 4.5 to 5.5. That leaves it more at the acidic level of closer to the acidic level. It's in the balanced space. Neutral is 7, but it's closer to that neutral stage. But it's still more on the acidic side. And so what that means is that that's going to help a healthy hair and scalp that has the natural sebum oil of 4.5 to 5.5 is going to have a closed cuticle. It's going to have shine. It's going to have good porosity. It's going to have good elasticity. And that just means the ability of the hair to absorb moisture. It also means the ability of the hair to stretch before it breaks is what elasticity means. Porosity is going to be the ability of hair to absorb moisture. That's important, especially depending on what your hair texture is and how much moisture you need, okay? So you want to make sure that you have a balanced pH. The next thing that your hair and scalp needs to grow and be healthy is hydration. Hydration. Water. H2O. Okay? So you want to make sure that you are hydrating your hair, that you are hydrating your skin, and that you are hydrating your body. So with dealing with hydration, of course, we want to take in, you know, the recommended amount of water per day, but we also want to make sure that we're including that entire skin, including that entire hair. Okay? The next thing is going to be moisture. Okay? Yes, there is a difference. All right? So you can't just throw water on it. How many times have you thrown water on your hair and then it still is dry and wiry and frizzy or hard feeling at the end, right? So moisture is going to get, you know, certain proteins, certain oils, certain conditioning agents, certain humectants. All that's going to help to get the moisture to your hair. All right? And the last and final thing you need, and normally when you have all of these things, then you end up having this strength. Ooh, child. Look at this chicken scratch. Wait a minute. Let me rewrite that. Y'all can't read that. I can barely read that. So, strength. Okay? This is the environment that your hair needs to, and your skin needs to grow and be healthy. Balanced pH, hydration, moisture, and strength. Strength can be in the form of proteins. It can be in form of peptides. It can be in, well, those types of forms. So you want to make sure, and most of the time when you have these three already in balance, then your hair is going to have strength. Okay? So that's what your hair needs to grow and to be healthy. Okay, so what's one of the major things, especially now that we're in quarantine and we're kind of dealing with, you know, the effects of that, what's a major thing that's affecting our hair strength right now, our hair environment, our pH, is the fact that we have stress. A lot of us have stress levels. One of the things that, you know, this type of thing does is that it forces, it puts you in a space where you're kind of having to say, okay, let me kind of readjust. Let me figure out what I need to do with the kids. Let me figure out what I need to do with my business. Let me just kind of see what it is that I need to do. And so, you know, you have stress. And I don't know if you guys realize this, not only how can stress affect your hair, but stress greatly affects your body, okay? So let me tell you what happens when stress happens. So when you have stress, hormones are produced, okay? One thing that I want you guys to understand, everything that goes into your blood and affects your body affects your hair. Whatever is in your body is feeding your hair, okay? I am a certified hair loss specialist. I am going through my certification with the science and practice of trichology. Trichology is the study of the disorders of the hair and scalp. I cannot wait till all this is over so that I can continue my practices with the United States Trichology Institute, where I can become a hair loss practitioner and then a full-blown trichologist. So there's a full sort of training that goes into that. But one of the things that I do know from my years of study and from going through, you know, my initial trainings and getting certified in the area of the science and practice of trichology is understanding how everything in the body affects the hair, okay? So like I said, everything that's in your blood is going to affect your hair. Everything that's in your body affects your hair. Hormonal changes affect your hair. So one of the things that we're trying to, you know, say during this quarantine, rest and work out when you can. Working out releases levels of stress. Rest allows you to be in a relaxed state where everything can flow, right? Drink your water and mind your business, right? So drink your water, make sure that everything is flowing, put yourself in a healthy state. This is what happens when you are stressed. Two hormones are produced. There's plenty, but there's two major ones: cortisol and adrenaline, okay? Adrenaline affects the cortisol gland, affects how much cortisol your body is producing. This is what happens when cortisol affects your hair. So when high levels of cortisol are present, fewer hormones are produced that promote hair growth. Essentially, the cortisol causes the hair follicles to shrink. When your hair follicles shrink, then you end up having breakage because it disconnects itself. Your hair is now disconnected from its blood supply, which is in the follicle, okay? When that happens too much, then you end up with breaking, shedding, those types of things, okay? So that's where, you know, we always kind of say, I have a stress spot right here, or I have a stress spot here. These are areas that are very, you know, edges are areas that are very, you know, they're very sensitive. You know, I just had a question about a client saying, hey, you know, I pull my hair back a lot. She's a nurse, and so, or respiratory therapist, same thing, right? Like we, as lay people, we understand it as a nurse. But she's a respiratory therapist. She's got to be masked up. She's got to pull her hair back. She's got to make sure that everything is cool. So when she goes home to her family, she's not bringing anything to them. And so one of the things that you want to recognize, thank you, is that, you know, those areas of stress are really going to affect, you know, what you're seeing on your hair. And so because of that, because of the cortisol that's being produced, if the hormones aren't present, the hair is normal and can function and can grow properly. But when the high levels of cortisol are produced, then you have areas that are going to make the cortisol levels affect your follicles. Basically, it's kind of squeezing out, it's stressing out your hair follicles. Yeah, you didn't know that, right? So stressing out your body, stressing out your mind, stresses out your hair. And so what ends up happening is you find that you have shedding, you have breakage, you have all those things, especially particularly around the edges. Sometimes you have a little spot back here, right in the nape. That's where another major blood vessel is, right? Because that's what's going to connect your spine to your neck. I mean, your spine to your head, right? And then you have major blood vessels in this area. So right around parietal ridge, right around the apex area, those are areas where you'll start to see male pattern baldness, right? So some of these things are genetic. Some of this is a result of stress. Some of it's, and stress can be from, you know, doing things that you're not supposed to do to your hair. So we'll talk about that in a second as well. But there's, you know, that's how you're affecting your hair. So you want to make sure that you try to keep your stress levels down. You want to make sure that you're not producing high levels of adrenaline or cortisol hormones that are going to affect your hair. Okay? So, because all those things are going to throw off your pH. All right? It's also going to throw off how often you're doing this. Because if you're stressed, you're not thinking about, oh, I'm going to take this time and I'm going to have a self-care day and I'm going to pamper myself and I'm going to do my hydration and my moisture treatment and, you know, make sure that I throw some protein in there every so often. You're not thinking about that. You're not doing those things. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. All right? So, if anybody has any questions about this, let me know. I'm trying to, give me a second. I just want to scroll real quick to see if I'm missing any questions. Again, I'm a one-woman show. How do I know my hair's pH? Your hair has a natural pH of 4.5 to 5.5. Your hair knows how to regulate itself. Our bodies are so amazing that if we give it the correct environment, it will regulate itself. So that's a good question. How do I know my hair's pH? Everybody's hair's pH is 4.5 to 5.5. Now, if you are putting a lot of chemical on your hair, if you are putting a lot of product on your hair, if you are doing anything that, you know, changes possibly the pH to your hair, then you're affecting one of the areas in the environment. Remember, you always want to come back to these four: pH, hydration, moisture, and strength. Okay? So one of the things that you can do to get your hair back to its natural pH, its natural hydration, and this sounds really crazy, but I'm going to say it anyway: shampoo your hair regularly. Okay? Some people, you know, shampoo like when you have, depending on the textures that you have. So if you have certain textures, then, you know, a curly hair person, like for example, maybe a 3 or a 4, type 3 or 4, may shampoo their hair once a week, maybe twice a week, you know, something like that. A person who has more straight, like wavy to loose waves, they may shampoo their hair maybe 3-4 times a week. And a person who has very straight, fine hair, they may have to go every other day, you know, or depending if they're working out, that type of thing. This is a good tip to know for how to take care of your hair and how to keep your area of hydration when you're adding the shampoo, when you're cleansing your hair, is remember, I'm talking about hair and skin because I want us to understand that our scalp is also skin. So if you wouldn't go with allowing, like, you know how when you wear makeup, like I don't wear makeup a lot. So when I do wear makeup, like right now, all I have on is a moisturizing, I have concealer and blush, but I have just like a tinted moisturizer because I don't even like foundation. Because when I put a full face of foundation on, it just feels like, oh my God, it's too much on my face. Or it's, you know, and even though I do it light, even though it's just, I've been going so long now with just wearing tinted moisturizer, then wearing a full coverage foundation feels like a lot for me. And I'm a makeup artist. I love makeup. Now I can beat down with the best of them, but I understand, you know, when people say, oh, I like my skin to breathe, that type of thing, you can go a little bit lighter. But one of the things that you want to recognize is that your hair has pores, your skin has pores, your face has pores, your scalp is skin. Okay, so all of those things can be clogged. All those things can have buildup on top of it. And so one of the things that you want to make sure that you're doing is cleansing that. So when I talk about, because people ask me this, and I wrote an article that was published that talks about how often, how frequently, I think it was recently published in Martha Stewart, where, you know, how frequently should you shampoo your hair? You want to shampoo your hair based on your scalp needs, not how your hair looks. So especially when we have texture, and I have a friend that's going to go through a lot of textures and, you know, what that whole texture chart looks like. And so, you know, I don't want to get too much into that, but understanding, you know, straight, wavy, curly, and kind of coily hair, essentially, is kind of what we're thinking about. All right. So a lot of times people with coily hair, because the moisture holds down to the root and you don't really see it at the end, they feel like, okay, it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm good. My hair's not weighed down. It's fine. I don't need to shampoo. You want to think about shampooing your hair at the need of your scalp, not how the need of your hair looks. Because you have to recommend that you got to remember that you got to keep your environment. And your environment in your hair starts with your scalp. Okay? So you want to make sure that your pH levels, if you have too much sebum, then you may be getting too acidic. Right? You want to go back and balance that. If you don't have enough hydration because you haven't shampooed your hair in 2 or 3 weeks, you're affecting your environment. You got to take care of that, okay? Of course, you guys know I'm a Chia educator, so of course, Chia has a plethora of amazing shampoos and conditioners that you can use. They're all sulfate-free. I know that's a big hot button issue right now. Everybody wants to make sure it's sulfate-free. You can pick up anything with Chia and not worry about it because it's all sulfate-free. It's paraben-free. There are some things that are gluten-free. And so you want to make sure that you understand and take care of that and make sure that you have and basically sulfates and parabens, all those things leave residues and they weigh your hair down. Here's another thing, since I'm talking about shampoo and keeping the environment of your hair clean. Co-washing. Co-washing is a really hot button issue, and a lot of people feel like, you know, I don't need to shampoo my hair. I would just ask you to consider the class action lawsuit that's against a certain company right now, I won't call them out, that promoted only shampooing your hair, only conditioning your hair. And so there were people that went years without shampooing your hair. Think about it. Scalp is skin. Would you go years without cleaning your face or taking a bath? No. I don't care how many times you slather lotion or oil or body scrub, like a actual body scrub that gets rid of dead skin. You have to at some point shampoo and cleanse those pores and hydrate that skin. And so scalp is skin. And so what happened is that they ended up causing extra residue, protein buildup, you know, follicles being clogged up, all those types of things. And it caused major, major, major hair loss. And so understand that co-washing is great. I am not against co-washing, but make sure that as you alternate co-wash with shampoo. Okay, so alternate your co-washing. You may shampoo this time and use your conditioner afterwards. And then maybe the next time you just, okay, it's just been a couple of days. Let me just co-wash. Cool. That's fine with me. But going months and months and months and years without actually cleansing your scalp is going to affect your environment. Okay, so you guys have nothing but time right now. Take care of that. All right. Here's the other thing. I know sometimes a lot of people like to put a lot of heat on your hair. Where are we going right now? The only heat that you need to put on your hair is the heat that's necessary for a deep conditioner at this point. So if you are not, you don't need to flat iron your hair every day. You don't need to curl it every day. You know, if you are doing certain things, you know, where you're having to work and get on Zoom calls, try a different style. Maybe wear some of your natural textures. Maybe allow your hair to kind of go free. I went to Walmart. I got a little goodie bag for y'all. While I'm doing that, I know this is live, but I need to get some tea because my mouth is getting dry. Give me 1 second. Let me pick up my tea. All right. So I went and I got some goodies. Just again to see, because, you know, beauty supplies are closed, you know, your beautician man might not have this. So just to kind of show you what's out there and what's available. So we have the ouchless satin headband. Okay. I got this from Walmart. So if you're people that have questions about, well, my bangs are growing in, pull them back. Do a really nice deep conditioning treatment. I have something that I'll show you toward the end. Okay, so we'll go through and kind of talk about those. A mask is really good right now as well. Like, matter of fact, let me pull that up. So do your conditioning treatments, do your masks, pull a headband on. Okay, so there's a headband you can use. You also can use the ones that have the bone structure. I don't like those because they make my temples hurt. I don't fool with those types of headbands. But if you want to, that's cool. It doesn't bother you. But this is a good one. It's got a good stretch. There's breathability through there, okay? So it's a good one to use. Another thing that you can use, these little jelly bands. So they remind me of like the old keychains, but these are actually, you can use them for your hair, and you're able to put them on your hair, create a nice little ponytail. If you're gonna wear a ponytail, this is not gonna cause harm. Like, I'm putting it around my thumb right now, and even if I do it 3 times, it feels secure, but it's not harming. It's not pulling my hair out. So instead of using like scrunchies or rubber bands, which can cause breakage to your hair shaft, these are very, very easy to use. This was like a couple of dollars, okay? So those are some good kind of little tools to use to kind of pull your hair back. Don't cut your bangs yourself, because then your stylist is gonna have to fix it, and you're probably gonna have to go shorter than you really wanted to in the first place. If you do, don't tell them I told you, okay? Another one is the puff cuff. So if you're natural and you're wanting to just kind of pull your hair up, but you don't want to use the headband, or you don't want to use this little guy, this is called a puff cuff. You literally put it right around your puff ball and clamp it. Of course, this is a larger one for long hair. They have some that are in different sizes that are shorter, but these help to kind of grab all of that natural hair right in there, and you're able to just secure this really, really easily. It's not causing any tension. It's not causing breakage. Those of you that are wearing ponytails, I will tell you, try not to pull them so tightly. If you pull them really, really tightly, they're going to affect your edges. I can always tell a ponytail wearer when they come see me, because this area where they're brushing right here is always thin. And also right here by the ear, because they're pulling it up, it's always thinner than the rest of the hair. Okay, so try to keep ponytails out of your hair as much as possible, but if you do, use an alternative that's not going to affect your hair. I'll show you guys this guy in a second because I think he's amazing. But examples of hair masks. Just about everything I showed you is on sale too. Just FYI. This is my favorite hair mask. I don't know if you can see it. Can y'all see it? It's the Chia Deep Brilliance Deep Protein Strengthening Mask. This is a time where you're doing your masks and you're doing your deep conditioning treatments. You can walk around, if you don't have a processing cap, like I have processing caps here. If you don't have a processing cap, I think they sell these at Walmart too, right? These little guys. If you don't have one of these, you went grocery shopping. Get your grocery bag, secure that sucker around your head, do your deep conditioning masks, okay? So as you're doing your shampoos, you're doing your deep conditioning masks, put this on. This is going to give you strength. This has olive and manoi oil, organic olive oil, manoi oil, which is a mixture of coconut oil and gardenia flowers. Everything that I'm going to recommend to you guys as far as products is going to be professional products, because I want to make sure that you're getting a high quality content. A lot of things that are non-professional have a lot of alcohol in them. You don't want to use a lot of alcohol because it's going to dry your hair out, okay? Just like you wouldn't put straight isopropyl alcohol on your skin, right? Because you know it's going to dry your skin out. Why are you using product that has so much alcohol? Something to think about. So, using your professional product for the protein strengthening mask, it's going to give you moisture, shine. There's got silk proteins in there. Again, we're going back to this environment. Strength, moisture, right? So if I'm shampooing and I'm conditioning, I've got strength and moisture. Guess what? This also has a low pH, pH of 3.5 to 4.5. So guess what? I'm balancing my pH back. Okay? So this is a great thing to use to keep your healthy environment, because all of those things matter when it comes to keeping your skin and your hair healthy. Okay? So you always want to go back to the 4. Okay? Just remember, just go back to the 4. Somebody type, go back to the 4. If I'm wondering what's going on in my hair, go back to the 4. One of these you're missing. Whether it's strength, whether it's moisture, hydration, pH, you're missing something, okay? So go ahead and make sure that you always try to get back to that, okay? So this is going to be great for you. Again, I have these. You also can get them at Chia.com, but you also can get them through your local small business. Joy, there you go. I also will put my website at the bottom for you guys to see. Another one is if you tend to have sort of scalp issues as far as like eczema or itchy scalp, dry scalp, things like that, we have the Revitalizing mask, okay? This is the tea tree oil, the Chia tea tree oil Revitalizing mask. Tea tree oil, guys, is a natural antibacterial, okay? So it is absolutely great for keeping your hair healthy, keeping it free from fungus and, you know, bacteria, but also to moisturize your hair. This is another one that has a low pH. It's going to help to get us back to that environment of 4, okay? So these are things that are available. And there's plenty of other ones. Those are just kind of 2 that I had just like readily available, okay? Now, some of you guys know that I'm a flower child. So in my true flower child nature, there is also alternatives, things that you can do right now or today. If you're not able to get to be creative, be able to get to where you need to get to, then I picked up at Walmart as well an aloe vera plant. It's way longer than this, okay? It's like a whole aloe vera plant. It's crucial. Now, I'm going to show you. So I just cut a little bit of the aloe vera. You can kind of see straight through that. So if you want to do a really awesome deep conditioning, can somebody guess for me what the pH of aloe vera is? Anybody? We're talking about getting our hair back to our environment of 4, right? Our pH of aloe vera is actually, I looked it up, 4.5 to 5.5. It's the exact same pH as a healthy hair and scalp. So, using pure aloe vera gel will help you get back to your area, help you balance out the pH. And so, here it is when it's cut up. Let me cut it so you can just kind of see a piece. It's a little slimy, but you see a piece of that. You see that gel? Now you can pop this in your blender, right? Mix a little bit of this up. It's gonna have all, look at all that moisture. You see that? That's moisture. That's hydration. It's gonna keep the hair nice and moisturized. So you can cut a little bit of this up, pop it in a blender, mix it up really nicely, shampoo your hair, and then, yep, you guys are right. You guys are right. So yeah, you got it. I see some of you guys say 4.4. But you're able to go in and shampoo your hair and take that. I got this from Walmart. I had to be like $2. It wasn't even expensive, and it was in the produce section, fresh produce area, okay? And so it was a full, and you see how much I have. Like I have one long, and that whole thing was like $2, okay? So you're able to shampoo really well, cleanse your scalp, clarify that scalp, make sure that you get all the stuff out of it, and then do an aloe vera treatment, pure aloe vera. Chia has a line with aloe vera and agave in it. I love our aloe vera and agave line. It is up to 95% natural. I have some products here that I can show you. Up to 95% natural, has an aloe vera. That same low pH is going to moisturize. So we have the humidity resistance leave-in conditioner. It's one of my faves. I use it on all hair types and textures. We have the, you can see it's been used, the moisturizing curl cream. Okay, this is another one that's really, really good, especially for those that have textured hair or even waves. Okay, it's really good to use. It's very moisturizing and it's very light. It's not really, really heavy at all. You see it smells, it went right into my skin. So there's another one that you can use. We have these already made for you. If you don't want to have to deal with getting the aloe vera plant and cutting it all up and all that type of stuff, see me, I got you. Okay, so we have that. But just talking about aloe vera in general, the other thing that you can use this beautiful gel and this nice kind of serum on is your skin. Okay, so after you cleanse your skin, we'll talk about cleansing your skin in a second. You cleanse your skin, you tone it, right? Or you can use this as your toner. This has a pH of 4.5 to 5.5. Put a little, and matter of fact, melt it down, blend it up. I do this myself. Blend it up really well so it's more liquefied, okay? Put it in the refrigerator, 15 minutes. That is such a cool feeling once you put that cold aloe vera on your face. After you cleanse it, it's just gonna give you such a beautiful, like wonderful experience. It's gonna feel moisturizing. You're gonna get, you know, your skin is gonna be very supple. It's gonna go in and help to penetrate those areas where it's dry, like it tends to get dry around the nose, around the mouth, sometimes on the forehead. So do a full aloe vera mask and just leave it on. Lay there for a second, listen to some meditative music. Y'all know me, I'm a flower child. I put that on and lay back and turn on my meditative music, and most of the time I fall asleep. Or I just go into a very relaxed kind of state. Guess what that's also doing, guys? Reducing your levels of stress, which is going back and balancing out those hormones so that we're not choking out our hair with cortisol. Okay? You see how all of this is connected? It's all connected, right? So you can use this beautiful aloe vera mask on your face. You also can put it on your hair to help to kind of balance and clarify. This is also something really good if you have young children and you feel like, okay, I don't want to start using too much, you know, she's 2, you know, whatever. I don't want to start using too much on their hair. This is a great treatment to use, okay? So just use a little bit of aloe vera. It's very natural. Someone said I use aloe vera on dirty hair to detangle and let it sit for a while. I shampooed and conditioned. So it's better to shampoo first and follow up with aloe vera. So if you're using it to detangle the hair, it's detangling it because it has a moisture. You absolutely, if that works for you, you can do that. All you're doing is conditioning your hair first. And again, the aloe vera is helping to go in and balance out that hair. And then if you're pulling it, you know, if you're shampooing it out, I would just follow up. Make sure that after if you do your aloe vera first, because this is my friend that just posted, if you do the aloe vera first and then you go back and shampoo your hair, make sure that you follow up and add that moisture back, because your shampoo is going to pull some of that moisture out. Does that make sense? So make sure that you follow up with it. Now, if you don't want to do, you know, the 3 steps, then just shampoo, right? And then do your aloe vera. It absolutely helps. Another thing that will help is, did I bring my honey in here? Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. It's right on the desk. So apple cider vinegar. Those of you that have really irritated scalp, like psoriasis, or you get really, really thick, patchy flakes on your skin, you can use, of course, your tea tree oil, okay, to go in and moisturize that skin. But some of you have really problem areas with that, or some of you that have clients. So of course you're not using this in its purest form. This is very, very strong. You want to make sure that you're diluted. You're going to use mostly water, okay? And then, so it's not going to be equal parts. It'll be maybe 1 part of apple cider vinegar, 2 parts water, okay? So whatever that looks like and however big you make it, okay? So you're going to make sure that you dilute that. But the pH of aloe vera, I keep saying aloe vera, of apple cider vinegar is 2 to 3. So it's very acidic, so you want to make sure that you balance it out, okay? Another thing, just a quick tip, professionals, I have used apple cider vinegar to have balanced out hair, of course diluted, after highlights, after color, after all those types of things. Of course, we have our ionic color lock treatment and all that type of stuff as well. But sometimes, especially if there's been an issue or there's been a breakage or there's been something, use a little bit of diluted apple cider vinegar. It's going to do wonders for you. The other thing the apple cider vinegar does, how long do you let the aloe vera sit? You let the aloe vera sit 15, 20 minutes on your face, or if you're doing it in your hair, just 15 to 20 minutes is fine. If you want to let it sit longer, that's fine. Understand that because it's pure, there's going to have it's going to have a smell. Okay. It's not a stinky smell. It's just like a natural grassy kind of smell. Okay. But yeah, so you'll, however long you can take it, if you're like super sensitive about smells. But, yeah, so you can leave that on for about 15, 20 minutes. And same thing with your apple cider vinegar. Want to make sure that you dilute it very well. Another thing, and I'm not going to run back over there, but another thing that you can use, of course, is pure honey. I have raw honey, not even the honey that, like, I go to my favorite store, H-E-B, and they actually make local honey. They package local honey. Actually, if you have allergies, the best thing to use is local honey, because that is going to be from the local bees that have pollinated the area around you. And so that's going to help to combat the allergies of what is in your immediate environment. Okay. A lot of the honey that is packaged, that is just shipped from like mass production or, you know, regular kind of stuff like that, it will have effects, but you'll get the most effect from local honey. Okay. So I go to H-E-B and I get the local honey. I've also mixed the aloe vera gel with honey to give me a little bit of a thicker sort of consistency. And then you can put that on your face, put that on your hair. Okay. And so that's going to give you a lot of moisture. It's going to help to also, honey is also a natural antibacterial. I'm very familiar with honey because I have like asthma issues, and honey is one of the things that helps to stop when I feel an asthma attack coming on. I take a teaspoon of honey. So there's a lot of things. Honey is anti-inflammatory. There's a lot of things that those ingredients will do for you. Okay. So definitely you can mix the honey with the aloe vera gel. You see how natural that is. It's going to feel a little gooey. But it's definitely going to give you the moisture and those types of things that you want. Another thing that I have is the Olive Organics, the Chia Olive Organics treatment mask. So what I like to do is I kind of like to put the pure stuff on my skin, and then I like to put my, you know, that has like my silk proteins and my conditioners and things like that. I'll put that on my hair, you know, or like I said, you can put it on both. It just depends on what it is that you like. Okay. So you're able to do that. And then another one, another old favorite. How many of you guys saw this in grandmother's cabinet, right? Witch hazel is one of my faves. I love witch hazel for a lot of reasons. Witch hazel can work as a, and I'm going through and grabbing my note about witch hazel, but witch hazel can be used as a toner after you shampoo and condition your hair. Witch hazel can be used to help with dryness in skin, help with irritation in skin, those types of things. Witch hazel has a pH of 3.5 to 4.5. Again, I'm always going to give you the pH. I'm always going to give you the professional side of it because I want you to make sure that that you know. So it's a pH of 3.5 to 4.5. What did we just talk about, having that low pH? That low pH is going to help to go in and help to close those pores, okay? Did you know that you can also use witch hazel in your hair? So these are things that you may have right now in your bathroom, under your bathroom sink, you know, in your kitchen, that you can use the honey or, you know, whatever. So these are things that you can use right away. Okay. These are things that you can use in the meantime, but you want to definitely make sure. Thank you, cousin. JWC, those is the way to go. Sure is. Hey. And so Lauren, I see your question for darker skin tones, hyperpigmentation. I'm using the Suit and Tie soap. Any other recommendations? I'm about to go into Joy de Vie Naturelle in a second. I'll talk to you about that in a second. But witch hazel, you can use it on your scalp. If you have eczema, if you suffer from dry skin, if you suffer from psoriasis, witch hazel will help to balance out your scalp to keep your environment together, okay, for your skin and for your hair. So it's another thing that you can use. It's going to be like right available for you that you can do. But the main thing that you want to make sure to do, and all the recommendations that I'm giving you, is to make sure that you give your stylist something to work with. We can't wait to see y'all. I promise you, nobody wants to get back to the slum faster than us. But we want to be safe. We want to be healthy. And when I see you, I don't want to have to spend 10 hours correcting your job in the kitchen that you and your sister decided, okay, we can just get this box color, we can figure it out. Just you know, work on some things. Now there's some stuff that I can show you to do in between time if you feel like, you know, I just can't wait, I can't take it any longer. So there are, how many of you guys have heard of color conditioners? Right? The term color conditioner. So I have my little basket of Chia Color Illuminates, okay? So this has various color conditioners that we can use. We have mahogany red, which is a very deep sort of red violet color. We have lavender plum, if you kind of want a nice little dusty, you know, that's kind of in. We have coffee bean for, you know, our light brown to dirty blonde kind of hair colors. We have rose gold, which is really, really fun. We also have like red auburn and some of the favorites, especially if you're blonde, platinum blonde and silver blonde. Okay, so silver, oh, that is real gold. Silver blonde. So silver blonde is going to have more of a blue base. Okay, our platinum blonde is going to have purple. So of course we know, if we're talking about color theory, okay, purple is going to come back yellow. Okay, blue is going to come back orange. Right. So depending on what level your hair is, what tones you have, you can go in and refresh your color yourself at home. Okay, with our Chia Ionic color conditioner. So that's just something that you can use, or you know, if you want to use like use it kind of like a semi-permanent, it will wash out, you know, with a few shampoos. So you want to make sure that if that's something that you want to do, or if you want to like kind of refresh, it's a great product to use. Okay, it's going to give you pigment in there. It's also going to help you to refresh your color. So it's amazing to use. Definitely recommend that if you want to refresh. I also saw, I don't believe that we have this yet with Chia, but I saw that at Walmart they had a magic root touch-up spray. So again, I know some of you guys have to get on Zoom calls. I know some of you guys have to go into work. Like you can't, you know, and you don't feel comfortable walking around with, you know, like roots. So I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but I took a photo of it. I wasn't gonna buy it because I'm not gonna use it, but I have a photo of that. Okay, and I actually have some probably the high beams. You guys remember high beams from the beauty supply store? I probably have some high beams in my drawer, I mean in my cabinet back there. But it's just gonna be a spray on temporary hair color. Okay, as soon as you shampoo your hair, it's gonna come off. Just want you to know that it's just a temporary stain. Okay, but as soon as you get through, it's gonna come off. But it's perfect for if you got a meeting, if you have you know, anything like that. Someone said I store witch hazel in the refrigerator. I do too. I love it. I like to put like those natural things on my skin cold. One, it helps to close your pores. You know, one thing that, you know, I can say, I use a little bit of my moisture today and my pores are feeling really, really small and I feel real cute. But yes, definitely a good idea to store witch hazel in the refrigerator as well. But you certainly want to use, if you're going to use that temporary spray, if you need to go on a Zoom call, if you need to go into work real quick, that's really great. Again, that's something that you can use that your stylist is going to appreciate because they're not going to have to correct anything. Okay. And you can use that in between time. They also have the ones that come in the form of like a mascara wand that you can just kind of fill in. Those are some really good ones to use as well. You know, or they come like in a powder that you can just kind of fill in those gray areas. Okay. Guys, it's only been a month. Now, I say that understanding that like a month is a long time. I've changed my hair 3 times. So I know we've been in quarantine for a while. Okay. It's been like 5 weeks or something. But at the same time, in the grand scheme of things, it's only been about a month. Okay. So you should only have about, your hair grows about a half to a full centimeter a month. Or an inch. I'm sorry, not a centimeter. So, you know, you're going to do maybe a half inch to a full inch in a month. So you probably at this point only have about an inch of regrowth. Okay. So you can certainly take care of that area where you part your hair or areas around your temple where you're shampooing, you know, you're washing your face. Take care of that with your temporary hair colors. That way, when you get back to the salon in a couple of weeks, we can just continue on with what we've been doing with you and keeping your hair in a nice, healthy state. But I do understand that you got to get to work and you don't want to look crazy. If you're not ready to embrace those grays, or at JW Studios, I don't call them grays, we call them hair glitter. So your hair sparkles, your hair glitter. So if you're not ready to embrace your hair sparkles and your hair glitter, then cover them up temporarily. Okay, we appreciate that. We get it. We understand. But just try not to do any chemical services yourself, or you can cause further damage, especially with stuff in the stores, because we got to remember, guys, in order for it to be stored in the stores, it's got to have a preservative in it. And a lot of times it has metallic dyes, okay? And so that settles into your hair, and it causes all sorts of issues when we have to go back and color it, okay? So just understand that we're not trying to say, you know, oh, you know, you have to wait on, like, I get it, I understand. But we definitely want to make sure that you're doing something that's not going to cost you more later. You may have paid $5 for that box color, but you're going to pay $300 to correct it. Which one would you rather do? Do your temporary color or pay $300 to correct it? To correct your $5 box color. You know, again, I understand economics, but those economics, I understand even clearer, right? So, you can use that. I also talked about one of the other things. So, going into, and if you guys have any further questions, let me know as well. Here are two little tools that I love to use. This one, so they do two different things. This one is, I think, by Conair, and it's like a little root lifter thing. All this really does is that, so say for example, I had textured hair, I would use this to kind of lift up my hair. So I'll show you in a second. We'll get back. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Joy to Be products, and then I'll show you, because I got mannequins and things. So depending on how much longer we have. So you can use this to kind of lift up your hair. Okay, so these are fun tools to use to kind of break up any sort of like lines or things like that from your twist out or anything like that. There are a lot of questions that you guys have, and honestly, some of this I'll have to do in like YouTube videos or further lives. This one is just kind of like a general kind of summary of what it is that you can do in the meantime. This little guy is one of my favorites, and it's a Scalp Suiter. Actually, I'm going to use the one that I have here, because I don't want to open this because this is a live product. But, I mean, y'all know I got hair, shaved hair on the side, so it's not going to surprise anybody that got a wig on, right? Okay. So, also I make these. These are custom. This is custom coloring. If you want to talk to me about that, I certainly can help you out with that as well. But this is one of my favorite little tools. This is a Scalp Suiter. How many times you doing this? Okay? Walk around beating the top of our head and people are like, what's wrong? I literally stick my Scalp Suiter up there and I'm able to scratch those areas. Okay? The other thing I love using this for is when I'm doing shampoos. It helps me to exfoliate my scalp, right? Without using nails, which can be dirty and have fungus and bacteria under them, okay? So you can use this to give you a nice scalp massage. This is something else that's really, really awesome about using the Scalp Suiter. You can use it for a nice scalp massage. You don't have to have textured hair. You can have straight hair. This thing is amazing. I also have these available. This is a product that I've been using for many years. Most of my clients have it. It's gonna have this lady on the front, and a lot of you guys remember her from film and movies and things like that. But this right here, you can get from me, from my website, okay? They're only 10 bucks, but they're super, super easy to use. They're really great to use in any shampoo, conditioning sort of things. Also, we talked about exfoliating the scalp. The other thing, remember when I said everything that's in your blood feeds your hair? Okay, so if you've been, you know, doing your vitamins and doing all that type of stuff, you want to make sure that you get that blood flow. This is going to help you with your blood flow. This is going to help to stimulate blood flow in the scalp, which is going to help all the things that get from your body to your hair. Okay, understand that anytime that you're doing, when you're touching your scalp, you're dealing with your skin, you're dealing with your hair. Know that when you take in, you can't just take, you know, vitamins for a week and say, okay, I'm good. No, it has to be a consistent thing, okay? Because here's the thing, when you eat, when you intake, when you take nutrients, when you take vitamins, when you do supplements, what do you think that the majority of the initial part of it goes? It goes to your major organs so that you can function. It goes to your liver, it goes to your heart, it goes to your, you know, to your major organs so that you can actually function. What's left goes to your hair and skin. In fact, your hair and skin is the last. Even though your skin, you know, is the largest organ that you have, is all over your body. You know that your skin was an organ. Even though your skin is the largest organ you have, it is the last to eat. So all of the big dogs eat first. You have your, you know, your heart. You know, all those things are gonna eat first. All those major organs, your spleen, like all those are gonna eat first. They need the nutrients first to function. Okay, and then from there, then whatever's left over goes to your hair and your skin. What does that mean? That means you have to have a constant stream. Because by the time you get to your hair and skin, which is at the bottom rung, you only have a little bit left. You have a small percentage of what you initially intook. Does that make sense? So you're going to want to constantly have that flow. You're going to constantly want to be doing things, intaking things into your body that's going to help to keep your flow going so that you can continue to have vitamin E and all that stuff come into your hair and your skin. Does that make sense? So